Hi. I'm back on my comfy sofa, and today I have a very interesting topic for you guys. A little bit different than normally I talk about, but this is very close to my heart. It's career development for the younger generations. Now, it's also for the older if you want to, but it's specifically for Gen Z and millennials, because this magical six-figure salary and the freedom that both generations are looking for is not only in corporations. Freedom is not in corporations at all, but they can't see it, and nobody is telling them this area or opportunity for their career development. And what I would like you guys today to take away from it, that instead of sitting at home making Excel sheets of your 500 rejected applications and uploading it on TikTok, so then you can paint yourself how poor you are and about your misfortunes of not finding a job, maybe you are looking in the wrong direction. Maybe the population that we have created is overeducated and underemployed and underpaid. Because what these guys are going to achieve is taking up any kind of office job, office job, just to get into the job market, right? Which I completely understand. And you need to start somewhere to get somewhere, right? But there are other opportunities. Hi, I'm Sylvia, an organizational psychologist, and I really like people to think about corporate practices differently. My second book is coming out soon. I will talk about it in the next video. But what I really like to do is, as opposed to others, because there are a lot of videos are going around slating HR, which I also like, and painting everything that is wrong in the job market and corporations as really, really bad. I also like to offer some different perspective and some solutions, because stating that how bad everything is not very helpful, is it? Now, today I had two topics for you guys, and I feel really passionate about it, because I think Gen Z and millennials are misled. They are pushed through the education system. I'm all for education. I'm a nerd. I can have 750 master's degrees in 2 years. But that's not the point. They push through the education system without an actual outcome. And all they are looking for is a job. And everybody is overqualified. Now, the two topics I have for you today, and I want to keep this short because all I want you to see a different opportunity, is trade jobs, vocational jobs that can get you the freedom you want and even the six figures that you want. And you don't need to spend your life in offices. Now, if I had to choose, do I want to be an electrician where I can manage my time, where, I'm relatively free? I'm respected for my craft because my clients can't do the job, right? And I'm really acknowledged and recognized and respected for it and getting paid for it. Or sitting 8 hours in an office, creating Excel sheets and PowerPoint presentations that we fancy, in a fancy way, we call it as a deck slide or slide deck. Jesus, corporations are bonkers. So I know what I would do. And I tell you, I'm coming from a family of constructors, construction. My father is in the construction industry. My brother is in the construction industry. And I grew up 4 years old. I remember going with my father on construction sites and, being amongst the builders. The camaraderie, the freedom, the banters, the help, the friendships, and the money they make, even on the side, because you can do. My father used to work every single week, Monday to Friday, with his company. And then on the weekend, when he was younger, on the weekend, he went and he did his own thing. And after that, he transitioned into having his own company, and my brother did the same. Now, is it easy? No, absolutely not. But everything is difficult, right? Especially at the beginning. So the first one, I would like you guys to look at options. They're not going to university necessarily. No, everybody needs to go to university. What the hell are we so educated about? But looking at options, and here I have some trades options for you guys that can earn you that 6-figure. Aircraft mechanics. I know mechanics, car mechanics, they earn. And let me give you, before I go into these trades, the options. How sad the workplaces are in terms of the younger generation. My heart breaks for them, literally. So I talk to a lot of young people, right? And they are waiting for and this one just happened to me last week, this conversation I had. 29 years old, young man, waiting, a receptionist man, waiting for that stupid supervisory role because I deserve it. I'm like, lovely, nobody's deserving anything, okay? We need to work for things that we have. But, and he's waiting for that role. I'm like, what are you going to learn in that role? Because everything that role knows, you are already doing it. I'm like, how much more are you going to get? Not much, to be honest, right? I'm like, okay, so what are you planning to get out of this supervisory role? Oh, just the title. And this is the secret. And this is what organizations don't pay attention to. People need recognition. And in organizations, the recognition comes with the title, not with the expertise. Because if I was recognized based on my expertise, expert levels disappeared from organizations. So all we have left in corporations is to chase the title and that money, which is fine. But what people are really looking for is that recognition. Now, if you are doing a job, a vocational job, you will get your recognition immediately. Because if I'm calling a painter, I'm calling because I can't do it. So I'm relying on you. But I'm not going to call a finance person, do my, monthly P&L, because everybody knows that. Or a receptionist, or, there are jobs that are really, really looked up to, and nobody can do it. So I had this conversation with this guy, and I went on, we had a long chat, and I said, I'm like, look, let me give you 4 examples. We had one hostess in one of our restaurants, and she was like, oh, can I get promotion? And then we just said, yeah, we will promote you. We never did. So she said, I'm going back home. She went back to Mexico. She retrained herself as a real estate agent. Today she has her company, and she's making really good money. There is another guy who hated working in the hotel industry, and he was complaining about the industry is broken. I'm like, lovely, I'm not going to say that the industry is not broken, but you don't like that job. And he said, that's true, I don't. I'm like, you see, so maybe it's not the industry needs to be fixed, but you are in the wrong position. 2 years later, he resigned and went home, or 1 year later, and the year after, he sends me a message, boss, because he had the qualification as a car mechanic. And he sent me a WhatsApp message, boss, I am the boss now. So he opened his own little, car mechanic shop, and he was employing 3 or 4 people by then. And I was super happy for them. He would be still waiting for, the company or the organization to be fixed. That's not going to happen. Then there is another guy who was also a switchboard operator. And then, promotion, he asked for promotion. Everybody's asking for promotion because it's growth, it's more money. It's people want to move. But in organizations, it's quite difficult sometimes. So he said, I'm going. He joined here in Dubai, one of the real estate agent or renting property kind of company. And now he's making really good money. He has a really good life right now. He's not waiting anymore for the hospitality industry to give him this supervisor, manager, whatever jobs. And then the last one was also a waiter in our Mexican restaurant. And he also wanted to develop, was a fantastic guy. We didn't develop him. And he said, I'm out. He moved to Canada, moved to Canadian airline. He's now an air hostess and is traveling the world and is super happy. So the money is where you don't want to look at. Don't wait around and spend your time on LinkedIn applications because you want to get into this corporate. Go and get a job where you can get that freedom, where you can get that whatever money then you get at the beginning, but start somewhere. Don't get stuck, because these 4 guys, they said, you know what, I'm out of it. We could not brainwash them that, oh, we will promote you. They said, I'm not doing this, I'm going. And they are much better off. But they were not scared of getting their hands dirty. They were not scared of reskilling themselves. They were not scared of going back to zero and say, I don't know what I'm going to do now, but you know what, I need to figure it out. And maybe I'm not going to work for the next 6 months. But they had a plan, right? They saved up money, so allowing themselves to do that career break or whatever they were doing. So mechanics, aircraft mechanics, so any kind of mechanics, they earn you $140,000 per year. That's on a website, and NSHHSS org website. Then plumbers, pipe fitters, and steam fitters, whatever there is, $130,000. Construction managers, $130,000. Industrial electricians, $122,000. Energy technician, whatever that is, $115,000, and so on and so on. Now, there is a massive labor shortage, and if you don't take advantage of that, then you just really want to sit at home in front of LinkedIn and say to the world that I have applied to 500 jobs and poor me, I've been rejected from all of them. Because I tell you that there are millions of jobs out there that nobody wants to do, but there is a lot, those jobs give you a lot of freedom and a lot of money. I know that because my brother is facing a severe labor shortage with his company. So he had to his first vocational certificate was a painter. And then he had to do electrician certification, gas, because he can't find people. And then the last one, he was doing this styling certificate, I don't know. So he has 4 because this is his company. And when he takes on jobs, sometimes he can't get people. And he needs to do it, which is for him is fine. So my brother makes good money because he's not scared of getting his hands dirty. Now, he doesn't want to do that. He's the last person to get into the job, I tell you that. But you know what, when it needs to be done, because he's looking for people and he can't find. He went to schools. He went to, other job markets you have in Budapest. And when he said, come, I'll pay you that much. And he's paying 3 times above the basic salary, or 3 times of the basic salary. And people say, no. Why would you reject 3 times of the minimum salary of a country? What are we aiming for? All of a sudden, that's 6 figure. So you have opportunity, Gen Z and millennials, because now everybody can be a YouTuber and a TikToker. Let's be honest in here. I just want you guys to think about it. Maybe physical job is not what you want, but just do it for 5 years. Just do it for 10 years. When would you work hard? When you are young. When you are 80, you can't do it. Make the dollars, build your life, the foundation, and move on. And by the time you figure something out, get your hands dirty, the money is there. And then from then onwards, you can have your own company. I remember a really good story from during COVID, where there was this guy, a corporate job, I can't remember what was what he was doing. He got laid off, obviously, and he fixed his fence because he was bored. And then his neighbor asked him, can you fix my fence? And then the other neighbor. And he built a business out of fixing fence. And he says, there is no bloody way I'm going back to sitting in the office. And you know what? Let's be honest. For men, sitting in offices and working on PowerPoint presentations, as my father would say, leave that to the women. But that's another conversation. I don't support that argument, but that's another conversation. Anyway, now, so vocational schools, think about it. I don't think there is such a construction site. I don't think there is such a trade companies where you go approach them and say, can I be your apprentice? That they would refuse you because there is a massive, severe labor shortage. Plus, what Gen Z and millennials don't like to do, including myself, is looking for a job. Because the process is just degrading and humiliating and nobody wants to go through it, right? You already done your Excel sheet of the 500 rejected applications. Now imagine if you put that effort into going to a construction site and say, can I be your apprentice? I'm thinking of reskilling myself into an electrician, some labor job that I can do physically as a woman. But maybe electricity is not thing in me and I compatible, or electricity and I compatible, because I'm just very scared of it. But anyway, so you will find something, I guarantee you that. What I was going to say, that so vocational trades, you don't like to look for jobs, right? And I agree with you. Now guess what? These guys are not looking for jobs. The jobs are looking for them. My brother doesn't go around, hey, do you want my services? Never, ever. People coming to them because it's just not enough people to do the job. So I gave you already 3 reasons. Good money, if you are not lazy and you can get your ass out of bed at 6 a.m. Freedom, you decide when you want to work. And plus, you don't need to look for a job. What else do you want? The job will come to you. And you know who where you see this phenomenon, where else? In corporations, with experts. And I'm going back to expertise again, because corporations are not expertise. But in science, right? In corporations where there are AI specialists, right? For example, the latest one. They never look for a job. They find them because their expertise is very rare. Now you can go that way and study for years to be that expert, or go down the shorter route, get your hands dirty, figure out one craft, learn it, and people will come to you. Hey, can you come and fix my fence? Can you go and do my tiling or flooring or whatever it is? What else do you want? Now, the last one I wanted to talk about is, and that applies for corporations as well, career development, non-linear career development, because we get that so wrong. And there is also money and freedom and pride and respect and expertise, whatever I talked about just now. Now, I would like you guys to think about your job, okay? And let's say you are a waiter, okay? Now, how can you, because also Gen Z and millennials, they don't want to be managers anymore. They don't want the hustle of managing people, but they don't know how to earn more money. So they push themselves to it and they do a really bad job. I agree, I understand, I don't agree to do that, because there is another way of doing it. Now, imagine that you are a waiter in a regular restaurant. So this is the non-linear career development. Non-linear is not just me jumping from one department to another within the same pay grade, right? You are a waiter in a regular restaurant. Your goal is to be the best waiter. Then you move to a fine dining restaurant to be the best waiter there. Then you join a Michelin star restaurant and you become the best waiter there. Your money is already doubled, and probably you are earning more than the supervisor in the regular restaurant where you started, right? Without the hustle of managing people. Regular restaurant, fine dining, Michelin star. You are still a waiter, but now you doubled your salary. I'm not even talking about your tips. Then your goal is now to work in the world's best restaurant and be the best waiter there. Then, now you're building also your resume, your expertise, your reputation, your repertoire of fine dining and Michelin star and the best restaurant in the world. Then, because of all of your accolades, now you niche down and look to be hired by millionaires for their private yachts and residences. You earn way more than a restaurant manager at the world's best restaurant and can work seasonally. You got your work-life balance too. And I have seen it. I have seen private waiters south of France, down in Cannes, in Monaco, here in the Middle East, earning more than that company COO. I'm not joking. I am not joking. And they do seasonal jobs if they want to. So, as you can see, your profile, confidence, worth, and expertise all have grown without the hustle of heading up the career ladder, where you would have stopped doing what you do best. Staying in your lane, doing what you love and at the best is the blueprint for a non-linear career path, which is a hard thing to provide in corporations. So that's why corporations don't like that, because then you have to leave, right? So the money is in your niche, whether you are an electrician, whether you are a waiter, whether you are a chef who can become a private chef. You know how much these private chefs earn? Oh, Jesus Lord. Like these CHROs, just as an example, right? They earn that 6 figures. Fantastic. They are in charge of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of employees. The processes, they don't really make a change. They don't really make sometimes difference because of so many reasons. Some really do. And it's just the constant stress, that 10 p.m. emails, that 6 a.m. WhatsApp, that shouting from the CEO, bitching about each other. And these private guys, these people with their niche, their expertise, they do the same. Sometimes they do the half, but they are happy. They are not receiving 10 p.m. emails and expecting and giving you anxiety. The emails my brother is receiving is all about, hey, can you come and do my job? My brother's emails is all about making more money. So he's very happy to actually, receive those emails. He's very happy to reply, yes, I can. And I'm like, relax, don't kill yourself. And that's that. So you guys, I really hope that it made you think about your options, because sitting in front of LinkedIn and submitting applications but being constantly rejected, and then you talk about it on social media, I think you can do better. My friend is just messaging me, which he's a really good example. Some American African guy, lives in London. We used to live together in the house, share a house, Ron. And he came through, he has a rough background, let's just put it this way, from Miami. Is he from Miami? Yeah. And moved to London, worked in the betting agency. He hated it. He lived in the smaller room, that box room in London, if you are familiar with London. It's literally, you can't swing a cat around. He lived there, worked in that betting agency, hated every moment of it. And he said, I'm going to make it. And I'm like, okay, what are you going to do? He didn't have it exactly, but he kept working, never missed a day. And then he said, I'm going to become a teacher. I'm like, okay, fun. So he became an English teacher. He studied for 4 years. And today he has a beautiful boy, a beautiful wife. He just bought his apartment, a 3-bedroom apartment in London, last year. And he is the happiest person, being a teacher in London's 5th best schools. And he's happy to earn, he was telling me how much he earns, 65,000, I think. But he's very happy with that 65. And he said, nobody would ever thought that he always says the story, I was earning 23,000 pounds in that betting agency. And now look at me where I am. And he's so proud, and I love him for that. And I think, you know what, he's happy with the 63,000, so stay with that 63. He has his car, his family, and that's it. He's not chasing the corporate dream. This is the happiest person, together with my brother. So that's why I love these two boys, because they just keep it real, you know? Let's make money, but let's make money as much as we need, and don't overdo it. So be like my brother or my friend Ron, because, you know, they having a good life, and they are not chasing that nonsense. And certainly they are not staying awake all night worrying about some weird KPIs that somebody set up there in the hierarchy. Now, you guys, I'm gonna put all the links below, and I really hope it helped you. Stop sitting around waiting for the magical job to come around. It's not going to. Get your hands dirty, start somewhere. You want freedom, you will not get that in corporation. You want money, you can find it somewhere else. And you don't want to look for jobs, so do something where they will be looking for you. But you know what, if you are a data analyst or some weird corporate roles, there are millions out there, so they are not going to be looking for you because you are not the best. You are not there yet. Bye.